Matthew, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready for the Tugboat era, Ben.
The Tugboat era, dude?
Yes.
He's only pitched 2 innings, man.
Exactly. 2 innings without a walk or a run allowed. He is already a 2026 legend, Ben.
All right, dude, you got to slow your roll. Tugboat's not even that great of a nickname. I can think of at least 10 better nicknames.
10 better nicknames, Ben? There's not that many people who have nicknames.
What are you talking about? Every baseball player has 17 nicknames.
What's better than Tugboat, then?
What? I'll tell you what's better than Tugboat. Hackman.
Hackman? Jeffrey Leonard. Well, that is a pretty good one.
One Flap Down.
Okay, that's also good, but that's also Jeffrey Leonard.
Penitentiary Face.
Penitentiary Face? You're just making stuff up now. That's not a nickname.
That is also Jeffrey Leonard. Like I said, Matthew, they have 17. Penitentiary Face might be the best one, but it's also kind of mean.
I'm going on to Baseball Reference and checking this out here. Jeffrey Leonard. Oh, okay. The picture there. Yeah, okay. He's definitely Penitentiary Face. All right. What else?
The Reverend, a.k.a. Captain Underpants.
Okay, well, that's Hunter Pence. Yep. Okay.
Okay. The Freak.
Well, all right. Just because he's so good that he was Freak.
Okay.
Tim Lincecum. Yeah.
The Count.
John the Count Montefusco. Yes. Legend.
All right. Simple, short, effective. Shooter.
Well, that was good for a closer. Okay. Rod Beck. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This was what Tugboat's nickname really should be.
What's that?
Big Daddy.
Oh, Big Daddy Rick Rushell?
That's right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's Little Daddy right now, but might be Big Daddy at some point.
Yeah. Eventually, he'll either become Big Daddy or he'll become the Caveman.
Don Robinson. Back in the day, they would just give you nicknames based on your body shape. I think that's
right.
So this is kind of a throwback to that, isn't it?
Oh, Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. Jack Clark, my first favorite Giant. Absolutely.
Do you think it's weird that it's named after a serial killer?
Well, no, because he was also he hit the ball really hard. So that's, you don't have to go murder. You just go hit the ball hard.
Yeah, it was the late 70s and early 80s. We didn't care about squat back then.
No.
Oh, Kung Fu Panda?
Yes, Kung Fu Panda. That is a classic. I will give you that.
Okay. A personal favorite, Spider-Man.
Santa Cruz native Glen Allen Hill?
That's right. He got the nickname because he had a nightmare about spiders, which I guess he was famously afraid of, and then he was sleepwalking and fell through a glass table. And that's his story, and he's sticking with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't even mentioned the Hall of Famer names.
No, that's right. The Say Hey Kid. I don't know what it means, but it's totally cool.
I just imagine him walking around going, say hey. Say hey. Who else?
Stretch.
Yeah, William McCovey. That was a good one.
Yeah. And Baby Bull.
Orlando Cepeda.
That's right.
Makes a very good cha-cha bowl. Okay, so those are all better than a Tugboat, you're saying?
Yes.
How about Bob? Does Bob have a nickname?
Yeah, but you and I didn't agree what it was, so I don't know what the joke is.
How about Bob Pain in the Ass?
Ooh, I like that one. I was going to say prima donna, but pain in the ass just gets right to the point.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bob?
I should be salaried for this nonsense.
Just hit it, dude.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the humor is elite, but the baseball sucks. Oh yeah, here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to episode 392 of Giant Cocktails. Matthew.
Yes.
Tyler, the better twin Rogers, played in 392 games for the Giants between 2019 and 2025. He led the majors in appearances in 4 of those 7 seasons. And he currently has an ERA of 1.57 and an ERA plus of 283. That's 183 above average. in 59 games for the stupid Blue Jays. Because Buster and Johnson are cheapskates.
Yep. Didn't want to pay up for Tyler Rogers, and look what it got you. It got you the bullpen we have today.
That's right. And the Giants would only lose 95 games if we had Rogers in our bullpen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He would have been a closer for us, Ben.
He would have been. He would have been the closer. Yeah. Yeah. The rare times that they needed one.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Let's do it, Bob. Hit me.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, Bob, I had a problem with the name. The name of this cocktail that I gave it while I was making it, its working name was Flippin' Out. Because I was flipping out after a certain decision made by a certain manager of a certain baseball team in a certain game that happened to be today as we record this podcast. But then I thought, you know what? No. This cocktail needs to be Guardian Deez Nutz. And so that's what I'm drinking today, Bob. Guardian Deez Nutz. And you can find out what's in it at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail called Giant Funk. And there's all of you listening probably know exactly why it's called that, but I will tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
It's got rum in it, doesn't it?
Oh, it's got so much rum.
Yeah, and that's why it's funky.
Totally.
Right? It has nothing to do with anything else.
Well, yeah, the name has something to do with something else, but the funk is there because of the rum, for sure.
Right. My funk is here because of the San Francisco Giants. And all the poor choices I've made in my life.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, potato, tomato. Anyway, today is Thursday, August 20th, as we record this podcast. Our lovable losers, the San Francisco Giants, lost their 7th series in a row this week as they went 1-2 against the Cleveland Guardians to bring their overall record to 52-75. Matthew, tell me something else that will make me sad.
This series loss was their 8th consecutive road series that the Giants have lost, dating back to the Atlanta series in mid-June.
What? I thought they swept Atlanta 2-0, and we haven't made up the third game yet.
Well, that was the last time that we didn't lose a road series.
Damn it! We could still sweep that series, Matthew. That game is so important. That game is so important, and it's coming. It's coming soon. Because this road trip, Matthew, began the Giants' 23 games in 23 days, which originally was supposed to be played on 23 consecutive days, but they gave the Giants an off day on Sunday because they just didn't want to offend God anymore. I hear that's important to them. Anyway, 50. How many is 23 games under 500? Is that what? No. Is that 23? Bob, what's 75 minus 52?
23.
Is your name Bob?
23.
Oh, nice try. How would Hans say it?
23.
Nice. Thank you, Hans. 23? It was just 19, dude. 23? The last time the Giants were 23 games under 500 was the last day of the season of 2017. Because they have to get up to like 30 in order to best that one. So anyway,
Ben, I got curious about the whole like sweeping thing because I thought, what if the Giants don't sweep a series all like how often does that happen? So I decided to go back to the 2024 Chicago White Sox, who lost 121 games that year, to see if they swept anything. And I'm just scrolling down through, and already in the first month, I came across that they swept 2 different teams.
So it's only been done 4 times in the modern era where a team hasn't swept another team in a season series during the season.
So this is bad, is what you're saying.
This is bad. And it's not like, I mean, look, there's been teams out there that have been worse than the Giants, right? There's been teams out there that lost 120 games or close to, right? Cleveland Spiders, Chicago White Sox, Houston Astros. I will remind you that the Houston Astros won the World Series not too long after that. Yes, they were cheaters, blah, 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 whatever. Okay? It wasn't all about the cheating. What are you, a Dodgers fan? And the White Sox are the White Sox are probably going to make the playoffs this year. Because they did a rebuild. But the Giants are too proud and too stubborn. So basically what it means is that it's just like, at no point can you get excited about this team. Like, we have to have moments of like, wow, Trent Harris just struck out 2 dudes. Is it Trent Harris or what? There's a batter that I get his name confused with. There's 2 guys that just got called up for the Giants, Matthew, and I can't keep their names straight.
Turner Hill and Trent Harris?
Yes, those are the 2. Turner Harris and Trent Hill. Exactly.
Okay.
Or as I like to call them, Trevor and Tyler.
Oh, man.
Trevor and Tyler, Turner and Hill. Trevor and Tyler, Turner Hill of the Turner Hill clan. Anyway, what are we going to be talking about today? Nicknames? Yeah, that's basically the whole show. We're going to be talking about nicknames. But also, we're going to go over the Guardian series. I know, it feels like punishment. But here's the thing, listener. One must picture Sisyphus happy.
Can we go an episode without talking about Sisyphus? I do want to say, as we talk about the Guardians, that last series you talked about how we felt like the Giants should have swept that series.
Yeah.
This series felt like we should have been swept.
I agree. The Guardians let one get away from them. The Guardians really let this one get away from them. Although this was the Guardians' first series win since the All-Star break.
Yeah, they're like they're under 500 in a game and a half back of like a wild card spot. So every win counts for the Guardians.
Yeah, and they blew it. They had plenty of opportunities and they blew it.
Yeah,
so
they're going to regret that at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, F those guys. But also, Matthew, a Sisyphean joke must be repeated. I hope you understand that.
What if it's not funny, though?
The John Denver thing lasted longer than this.
God,
like, the Sisyphean joke will continue until morale improves.
Woo!
Also,
I love the Giants.
I'm just trying to get people into absurdism. It really is a cool way to look at life.
That's right.
You know? And you don't have to believe in like all kinds of mystical, totally reasonable things to believe in.
Your life could be crappy, but you should still be happy.
It's crappy, but we're happy. That's the Giant Cocktails motto. Yeah. Oh, speaking of being happy and having just the best people running our team ever, our second segment of the show is we are going to ask the question. Listener Matthew wrote these. Okay, like this is not how I would title it, but this is how it's titled.
Well, maybe you could do some work and then title it on the episodes that you host, rather than relying on me to like do all the work.
I didn't rely on you. You just typed it in.
Well, because it wasn't done and you were about to speak, so I just typed something in there really quickly. How you don't need to read what's on the show notes. Mm-hmm. You could just say whatever you want.
Right. Okay. So here's the topic of the second topic of the day, listener. Why absurdism is a very good philosophical...
On second thought, read the show notes.
Oh, okay. The second topic of the show today, folks, is how has Buster not done enough as hobo? Or as Matthew titled it, has Buster done enough as hobo?
Well, the answer is no, but I thought, we would just give a little teaser there. And, it's like a cliffhanger. You gotta stick around to find out what the answer is.
Are you saying that this was your attempt at clickbait?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the clickbait, listener. Has Buster done enough as hobo?
I think y'all know the answer to that.
Yeah, the answer is no. So, like, why? Why? These are the 7 reasons why your mother doesn't love you. But before we get to those 7 reasons, Matthew, it's time for some tidbits.
The biggest one was there were some roster moves. Obviously, Giants called up Matt Tugboat Wilkinson. And I got to be honest, when I looked it up, I was surprised that his name was Matthew. I didn't even really register that was his name. I just thought it was Tugboat Wilkinson.
Well, it has been his nickname since, first of all, he was born in Canada, and, those people will do anything. So he first burst onto the international baseball scene, Matthew, as an 11-year-old when he pitched in Williamsport.
Yeah, and he struck out 16 batters in 5 innings.
Yeah, pobrecito Mexicanos. They didn't. That big old Canadian was just so mean to them.
But think about that. There's 15 outs in 5 innings, and he struck out 16.
Yeah, because they had to go extras.
Well, no, because the catcher dropped a strike 3, and the guy got on, and they had to.
Damn it, Buster!
And our own Dave Fleming called that game.
I know. That's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Hey, Dave, you're old.
Well, so Matt, Tugboat Wilkinson was optioned or was called up, was added to the active roster for the first time, and they optioned left-handed pitcher Raver San Martin.
Wait, what? But okay, I'll take your word for it.
Then the next day, the Giants sent Keaton I'd like to win to the IL.
Okay.
And with elbow neuritis, and recalled left-handed pitcher Raver San Martin.
It's Raver recall San Martin.
That's right. Raver recalled San Martin, got recalled. And so he's back with the club. I wonder if he even if he flew to Sacramento and then they said, "Oh, we need you back," and he just got on a plane and flew back to Cleveland.
I think that they optioned him and then they were like, we meant to option win. We should have optioned win. And then they were like, well, what could we do? What could we do? Oh, let's just say win is hurt.
I do think that the Giants medical staff only know a handful of ailments, and so they just keep reusing that whole elbow neuritis ailment.
Is that why Wynn went down with neuritis?
Yeah, same as Jesus Rodriguez, and I think Daniel Susak had that before him. I think there's been a lot of elbow neuritises.
Yeah, Nate Furman had it. I don't know that that's true. Oh yeah, that's right. Matt Chapman had the neuritis of the pubic bone.
Yes.
Right.
Just one ailment. Just mix them all.
Okay. I have a question that I'll ask when you're done. Keep going.
The only other roster move was that the Giants claimed left-handed pitcher Philip Lil Abner off waivers from the Diamondbacks and assigned him to AAA Sacramento. Which we will talk about later is highly unusual for the Giants to claim somebody else's cast off of waivers. So the Giants did, though, and he's now on the 40-man.
That's because this just in, Matthew. Buster just realized that his bullpen is bad.
Maybe.
It just dawned on him. I have a question here. Was Tugboat already on the 40-man when they traded for him, or did they put him on the 40-man? Because I know they put 2 guys on the 60-man, a 60-day IL, which freed up a couple of spots.
Good question. I don't remember, and I'd have to go back and look.
Because I think they purchased his contract, which I think means that he wasn't on the 40-man. If he wasn't, that proves that.
So he was not on the 40-man. They put him on, but he's also eligible for the Rule 5 draft this year, and so they would have had to put him on at the end of the season. So putting him on now really isn't, a big thing. But yeah, he was not on the 40-man until.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They would have had to do it anyway. However, isn't the Rule 5 part of the contract, which is going to expire?
Yeah. So they may not have a Rule 5 draft, but you can't assume that.
Oh, but yeah, you can, because they're going to have a special window where all the teams are going to be able to do whatever they need to do to get in line with the new contract. They're not just going to be like, oh, sorry, you get screwed. But maybe the Giants aren't smart enough to figure that out. All right, okay, so Tugboat's on the 40-man now.
Yep. Ben, I also got to thinking.
Uh-huh.
And I put this in the tidbit because I didn't know where else to put it. And I saw this on social media. One of the Giants fans on Threads that I follow was like, could this be the curse of Rennell Brooks Moon? Because the Giants really started to go south as soon as Rennell was unceremoniously released.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be a good point. Like, we should start calling the Giants' recent stumbles as the curse of the moon.
Oh, I was just going to call it the curse of Johnson. But, hey, whatever annoys them. Curse of the moon? Sounds good to me.
Folks, I'll repost the Renelle mango margarita that we did.
Oh, okay.
In her honor.
All right, Matthew, that's enough tidbits.
Enough.
It's time for us to talk about the Guardian series, because it happened.
It did.
But here's the thing. Last week we were like, where do we go from here? What can we do? Can we are we just going to take shots at Buster and Vitello and just how bad? Are we just going to moan and groan about how the Giants are for the rest of the season? And Matthew, I'm going to say nay.
Oh, okay.
It is time for us to be positive. Not in this episode because I've already been super negative.
Starting next episode. Okay.
No, right now.
Oh, right now. Okay,
right
we're positive.
Now.
Okay.
This is like spring training, Ben.
Okay, so game one, how do you spin that?
Well, Matthew, here's what I saw. I saw a young man perhaps performing at a level that's too high for him, working really hard to find a way to make teams respect his best pitch. And in order to do that, he's really got to find a way to make his fastball be a more effective pitch. And, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. But I saw a young man trying real hard in Carson Whisenhunt. So that's positive note number one.
Carson, not that Carson Whisenhunt?
So, excuse me. Carson, not that Carson Whisenhunt. Yes, he gave up 9 hits. Yes, that resulted in 6 runs in 4 innings pitched. Yes, he only struck out 1 guy. But he only walked 2, Matthew, and for a Giants pitcher in 4 innings, that's pretty good. I mean, I'd like to see Landon Roop try to do that.
Okay. All right, there's your optimism. I like it.
Yeah.
Only walk 2.
Yes. And then, Matthew, I was not pleased when one Trent Harris came into the game.
Trent,
I won't say what I said because I'm being
Harris?
positive. Yes, Trent the CPA Harris.
Because, a name like Trent Harris, it's your CPA.
Yeah. I mean, Trent just sounds like an Elaine Bennis boyfriend. Oh, that's my boyfriend, Trent.
Folks, Elaine Bennis was a character on a show called Seinfeld back in the 90s.
Yeah, back in the old days before we had electricity, there was this roving band of troubadours. They did this show called Seinfeld. So he came into the game, and I was not pleased because the last time he came into a game, Matthew, wasn't good. But then what did he do?
He struck out 5 over 2 innings.
That's right. He struck out 5 of the 6 batters that he got out. Did he even allow a base runner? I'm double checking my notes because You know what? No. I'm not going to double check my notes. I'm supposed to be positive. No, he did not allow a base runner. That 1 hit that everybody saw him give up didn't happen. That's how positive I'm being. Trent was perfect in 2 innings pitched with 5 strikeouts, except for that 1 hit he gave.
Except for that 1 hit. But no walks.
No walks. That's right. Again, Landon Roop, take note. No walks. No, but seriously, folks, he looked really good. And especially after where that game was and just kind of it was just like, oh God, we're dead. I'm not being negative. I'm just saying that's how it might have felt if we were negative, And he just comes in and he was just electric. So, I mean, and that's good because that sort of jived with what he had been doing in Sacramento in AAA. And it was kind of refreshing to see that for the few Giants fans who were still watching. I was one of them. So, kudos to you, Trent. I hope Elaine thinks that you're sponge-worthy. And then Bryce the Eldritch Knight hit a home run. And it was off of that guy was like, I'm going to throw this curveball in here. Just give me a little waist pitch. And it was just like, kablam! And I don't even think he got all of it, dude.
No, he did not get all of it. But he got enough of it.
Yeah. He was like, do not throw me that garbage. And he hit one out, and then that was the only run the Giants scored. And if I was a negative person, I would probably lament that. In fact, I'm not even going to say this next line, Matthew. You say it.
Well, it was his 14th home run of the year, and that's the most by a Giant 21 years or younger since 1959.
Oh, I could have said that. That's positive. I meant the next line, but yeah, no, that's also good.
Yeah. Oh, well, the next one is that the Giants had 10 strikeouts and only 2 walks. Same old, same old.
Why you got to be so negative, dude?
I'm just telling it like it is. Hitters can't strike, hit the ball. They strike out all the time, and then the pitchers can't seem to throw strikes.
Yeah. It's just side note. You feel pretty powerful right now because you know the facts are behind you, right?
Of course, the facts are behind me. I'm not.
Yeah, and it feels good, right? Just because it doesn't matter what you say, you know you're right.
I know I am right. Yes.
Yeah. That's what it's like to be me, dude, on this show.
Oh, well, that feels pretty good to me, Ben.
Yeah. That vague sense of anxiety that you have all the time because you're being so positive. It's because you know you're lying to yourself. When you just speak the truth, man, you just feel better, right?
No. I like to look at the bright side of things. I want to see the possibilities.
All right,
I don't like to be a curmudgeon like you.
Fine, then. Let's go on to game 2 if you're so Mr. Brightside.
Okay, well, the bright side was the Giants won. 1-0. I'm right about that.
Yeah, that was a Hauser Deez bullpen sandwich.
The Tugboat debut.
That's right. That was one slice of the bread.
Go Tugboat. And I'm lamenting when I moved. I can't find my Brandon Belt captain's hat. I could recycle it. I don't know what happened to it.
You lost your captain's hat?
It had some giraffe ears sticking through it. Maybe I threw it away. I don't remember.
You threw it away?
I may have. I don't know.
What?
I don't know what happened to it. I was moving in the middle of a divorce. So sue me.
Folks, is anybody, a listener, is a lawyer? I'd like to sue my brother for being stupid.
If there's any of our listeners or attorney who would like to defend someone, I'd like an
Nobody's going to defend you, dude. That's indefensible. Good luck, Ratza. You're gonna have to chat GPT this lawsuit, brother.
Oh, and I will. I will.
I know you will. You would probably do that anyway. Yeah. Even if it costs you more money, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm using chat GPT on this one." AI is bad, Matthew. You're a bad person. The environment, the artists.
I know.
Anyway, yes, Tugboat debut. He threw 25 pitches in 2 innings, Matthew.
Or the same amount that Lennon Roop on Thursday threw in his first inning. Okay, almost as many.
Almost as much. It was an amazing debut. He's a starting pitcher, by the way. So in the future, we should expect to see Mr. Tugboat. I don't know if that's going to happen this season. But excuse me, Mr. Boat, Tug, will be a starter. But honestly, if he just keeps being the opener for Hauser Deez bullpens, I like it. And then we just bring in Dylan Smith to close out the games, and we get the Hauser Deez bullpen sandwich. It's perfect. This is beautiful. What I loved most about this game, Matthew, is it was a weird bullpen pattern that was effective. So, finally, Tony Vitello found some stupid, weird bullpen thing that actually worked.
Yeah. The real... I think the most crucial point of that game was Dylan Smith coming on in the 8th with 2 runners on and striking out the 3 batters that he faced.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'm sorry, I meant Dylan the closer Smith.
That's right. Yes, that's right. That's right. I was asking what's Tugboat's nickname, but you said it was Matthew.
This is his nickname, Matthew.
Yeah, it's Tug Matthew Boat Wilson.
Yes.
Okay. I think we should also call out Mr. Barry Goto for his amazing inning of work. I mean, he played more than 1 inning, but he drove in the game's lone run and then made that diving play.
Diving catch, yeah.
It's a dive, and he's diving straight towards the ball. Now, Matthew, I don't understand physics. I'm not an athletic person. Okay, I was once, but it's been a long time. I have to imagine, though, that diving straight forward to a ball that's coming right at you, that's got to be harder than any other angle, right?
It feels like it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're being positive today. So, yes, it was. That was the hardest catch in the history of baseball. So, way to go.
You know what's funny is that Barracuda drove in the only run. The Giants have won one other 1-0 game this season. And in that game, Barracuda also drove in.
I remember that. He hit a home run for Logan Webb.
Yes.
That's right. He was like, how come nobody scores runs for Logan Webb?
And they're like, well, you're new here.
Yeah,
You'll have to just learn.
Yeah, he was all like, fire truck you, Joe Boo. I do it myself. That's a questionable line in that movie. Moving on. Matthew, you have a cute little note here about Hauser D's bullpens, who we've totally glossed over. I keep saying a Hauser D's bullpen sandwich, and you're not taking the bait.
Well, Hauser D's bullpens pitched 5 shutout innings, and interestingly, he's been our best pitcher since the end of June. Hauser D's bullpens has a 1.50 ERA since the end of June.
I just told you got to tell the truth. You got to be like, I'm going to be the positive one saying the ridiculous and stupid things. You can't say ridiculous things like that. Hauser D's bullpens has been our best pitcher since.
Yeah, you just got through saying, like, when you tell the truth, how does that feel? It makes you feel. That's how you feel. That's the truth. He has a 1.50 ERA since June 26, which is the best on the team.
Oh my God, Jack Nicholson was right. I can't handle the truth. I don't know what to do with that.
I know, right?
Yeah, the sad thing is.
What's that?
This has all happened since he got moved to the bullpen.
Yeah, the opener thing might be a thing.
Might be. His previous best game was the one before where he actually was a genuine starter. And he probably thought, I got my job back. And then he just got rug pulled.
Yeah, no, they were like, hold my tugboat.
No, he got tugboated.
Yep, he did. He got tugboated. Ben, do we need to talk about Game 3?
How angry do you want me to get? No, I'm supposed to be positive. I feel like, though, it's a mistake to gloss over it. I'm torn, Matthew.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, God.
There were two kind of things that stood out to me in this game. One was Landon Poop Roop.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And his first inning was walk, single, sack fly, Willie Adames boots a double play ball, pop out, Patrick Bailey, RBI single, strikeout, 23 pitches.
Yes.
Okay.
And for the second game in the series, the first 3 batters of the game for the Guardians scored.
Yeah, it's really hard to come back when you're down 3-0.
It's very hard to win when you let the first 3 batters of the game score. Yes.
But the key part in there, the other part besides Roop's pitching, was Willie Adames' defense.
Oh, God.
Now, he came back this series. Offensively, he looked like a new guy. He had a home run. He was hitting with authority. Defensively, though, man, you can tell that he has not spent a lot of time with Ron Washington.
He doesn't. He and Ron don't hang out much. No. You know what's really funny, though, is today during the game, the camera cut to Ron Washington.
Was Ron Washington like was he putting his hand over his eyes?
No, he was just sitting there staring out at the field, like as he's supposed to do, just playing it cool. Just playing it Ron Washington cool, just like he was in the movie, man. But yeah, like I don't know who calls the cut. I don't know who calls the camera cues on the broadcast. But they were
director.
Like, hey,
I don't know. Yeah, whoever.
Yeah,
was
well,
like,
who is that?
I don't know, but show me Ron Washington.
Yes, is it DC Derek Chan? He's the radio guy. I don't know who it is. That's the only guy I know. And I know there's a third Kuiper, but I don't know what he does. So, so was it him? But whoever it was, they had thoughts about Willie Adames' play and Ron Washington's influence on him or not. But anyway, Matthew, no. I'm supposed to be positive. I have a solution to this problem.
Okay. What, that he can hit well but can't field? You have a solution?
I do. So we have this kid, Matthew, named Marcelo Marshmallow Mayer. No,
Yes.
Marcelo Oscar Mayer.
Okay.
He's doing rehab assignment, and he's supposed to be on the 40-man. And
He is on the 40-man.
Yeah. Well, so he's got to come back up, right? I mean, they got to put him on the 26-man, maybe.
Yeah.
He's a shortstop. He
Yes.
could play shortstop.
He could play shortstop.
Yeah.
But then what do you do with Willie Adames?
Oh, he's the DH.
Then what do you do with Rafael Devers and
Or Bryce
Eldridge?
Well, Bryce Eldridge plays first base.
Are you saying that Devers needs to go back to third?
For part of the time.
For part of the time? You're going to platoon Rafael Devers.
Have you seen his splits, dude?
No,
His
actually,
splits
I
are
have
more
not.
painful than when I do the splits.
Ooh, that's painful.
Yeah, it's not even possible. I would die. But that's what it feels like when I look at Rafael Devers' splits. So I have a solution to that, too.
What's that?
He platoons with Buddy Teddy Ruxpin Kennedy. Solved. That's the solution.
No?
Tell me I'm wrong, though.
Well, I'm looking at Rafael Devers' numbers right now. His OPS against right-handers is 148. His OPS against left-handers, 56.
What's Teddy Ruxpin's OPS against left-handers?
Oh, well, that's a good... Okay. Kennedy, Buddy, splits this year. Let's see. Versus
Left-handed pitcher.
versus left-handers, his OPS is 10.
God damn it! All right, fine. Just Rafael Devers is playing third then. No. Now. I would rather have Rafael Devers at third base than watch Willie Adames play anywhere. Like, his play was so bad today, Matthew. Tony Vitello did one of the dumbest things I have ever seen. Oh, no, it's happening. Bob, Bob, I don't...
Just go with it, Ben. Go with it. Let the anger flow through you, Ben.
No, but anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering, and suffering is what we're all doing because we're Giants fans. Oh, my God, you're right. Stephen Kwan slid into second. But just, it was like a normal slide. It's a normal slide. But Willie Adames, just his path, he ran into Kwan. And Tony Vitello was, well, that's interference, right? And I believe, hang on, it's obstruction when somebody does it, and it's interference when the other guy does it. I don't know. Listener, it's one of those two. Go watch Close Call Sports. Anyway, the point is Stephen Kwan ran into Willie Adames, and Tony Vitello was, that's illegal. And the rest of the world went,
What?
and he comes running out onto the field, and the umpire's like, wait, what? He's like, I want to challenge. And he's like, challenge what? And he's like, the slide. Tony, you want to challenge that perfectly legal slide was illegal? Yes! Because he touched him. Tony, they touch each other all the time. Like, that's literally one of the rules of the game is you got to touch the other guy to get him out. Like, that's not a thing. Nobody knows what Tony Vitello was challenging, Matthew. Nobody knows.
Well, it was the slide where he was hoping that they would call it a bad slide.
I get that. But nobody knows why he thought it was wrong.
Right. Well, that's my thing. Is like Tony Vitello looked like a fool on that. I agree. But there's got to be some guy looking at the replays that's feeding him. And that guy, whoever it is, has sucked all year long. All year long. Just like a couple days ago, they should have challenged a play in a close game, and we didn't. And we didn't get the win. So whoever is doing the replay guy needs to be fired. And I know the Giants don't do that. except if you're a really sucky third base coach. But they should do that more often because whoever's doing the replay needs to be fired because it's making Tony Vitello look like a fool. Because I'm certain somebody said, hey, you need to challenge that, Tony. And he's like, okay, I'll go out and challenge that. He didn't see it himself. He didn't see the replay. And the replay was freaking silly because Stephen Kwan slid and didn't even get to the base. He popped up like 2 feet before the base. And Adames had already thrown the ball 20 feet straight up into the air.
Yeah, my thought was like, oh, he has to reach the base, but that was like, no, that's not the rule. There was one little interpretation where you could be like, if he hits his hand, right?
Throws his hand up in the air. Yes,
like A-Rod style,
right,
tries to hit it out of your hand. I mean, Kwan's hand did hit him, but I don't think that's why Adames didn't make the throw. I think Adames didn't make the throw because he sucks. That's what I think the problem is. But can I just read to you something that I wish I had written?
Yes, please.
Okay. So John Boy Media put a post out of this basically while the game was still going on. Puts it out on the internets. A video, and they say in the comment, Tony Vitello wasted a challenge because he said Stephen Kwan committed a slide violation at second base. And then there's a video of the slide, a perfectly normal baseball slide. And the top comment that I saw said, yeah, he was way in over his head taking this managing job. He should apply for manager at my job. They don't know what they're doing either. That's from XLonely21X420 YOLO. Okay, I might have added some stuff to the end there. Yeah. How long did I go being positive, Matthew? Was that like about 10 minutes?
A whole record for you.
I feel like that was pretty good. I would feel that was good, right? It was good, right? You know who's not good?
The Giants.
Buster Posey.
Oh, yes. Before we talk about that, though, maybe as a segue into that, to illustrate how bad Buster has been, I just wanted to highlight how poor the bottom three lineup positions have been for the Giants over the Guardian series. The Guardian series, the 7, 8, and 9 spots went 1 for 29, Ben.
That's bad, right?
That's bad. That is like basically saying that 2/3 of our lineup has to compete against the full lineup of the other team. Like we're just going to give up 1/3 of our lineup every game.
Well, you see what happened, Matthew, was we traded away a bunch of guys and then a bunch of guys got hurt. And also we suck.
And the other team seems to have pitchers that can throw over 100 miles an hour. Why don't we have those guys, Ben?
We had one, but nobody liked him because he walked too many guys. You all didn't know what you had when you had it. And of course he was going to be bad when he went to the Yankees. Look what happened to Elliott. Like, that was totally foreseeable. And sure, now he's with the Pirates, and I don't even know if he's still there. But if he had never been traded...
All right, I just also want to mention that the Giants are 2-17 since the beginning of May, and games started by Landon Roop. 2-17.
Is that also bad?
That's freaking horrible. Yes.
Well, I will say in Landon's defense, the Giants aren't good.
And neither is Landon Roop.
True. Is that the segue?
Yes, because who is in charge of all these players being on the roster, Ben?
Some guy named Gerald.
Gerald Buster Posey.
I don't think Buster's his legal name. I think we should just start calling him his legal name.
Gerald?
Yeah, yes. I'm going to Baseball Reference right now to figure out if he has a middle name.
Me too.
Let us see here. He is Gerald Dempsey Poser. Yeah.
Gerald Dempsey.
Gerald Dempsey Posey, but honestly, I like Poser better.
The baseball player was Buster Posey. The hobo is Gerald Dempsey Poser.
That's right. Gerald Dempsey Poser is a poser of a hobo.
Well, the reason I put him in the show notes, Ben, was that I've seen some reports lately, like Susan Slusser and some others have said that other execs across baseball are saying that the Giants are not being very creative with tinkering at the edges of their roster. And so I did a little bit of some research on that. And there have been several times this season where the Giants have had an open 40-man spot. And I know people don't like to hear this, but in the Farhan days, okay, that never would have happened because they were always adding somebody that might be able to help, that might be just a little bit better than somebody they already have.
Yep.
They were always tinkering with that last 2 spots on the roster, and they were churning through them to get somebody who might help them. And the Giants don't do that now. And there's no harm in adding somebody to the 40-man that might get DFA'd next week. Nothing. There's no reason. You might hit gold. You might get somebody that could help the team. More likely than not, you're going to DFA them in a week or two when you find somebody better. That's fine. That's baseball. The Giants do not do that. In fact, as far as roster construction, the Giants are the least amount of waiver wire additions to their active roster than any team in the majors. 2.1% of the Giants roster is from a waiver claim. The Guardians are the top at 15.9%, the Cubs at 13%. The next closest one from the Giants, I think, is like 5.2%. So there is a big jump. The Giants just do not look at the waiver wire, and I think that's a disservice to the team and to trying to find someone that can help the team, especially when it comes to relievers who we know could be, one team away from actually helping a team.
I wonder if this is because Buster was a player.
Maybe, right? And he knows what it's like. He doesn't want to see all this churn.
Yeah,
he's talked about it.
He's like, give the players a chance to settle in and play baseball.
And he did that. Through May of this year, the Giants had 0 waiver claims. There were other teams that had several. I mean, the Giants were one of the only teams that had 0. And look where it got them. Like if there's a waiver claim to be made, and it's even less of forgiving now that the Giants are at the top of the waiver claim list. They get to make like one of the first passes at the waiver wire. They get to pick whoever they want, and they're still passing on players. Now, I will say, in the last week, they did get that Lil Abner dude. And before that, they got the Shea, whatever his name was, the third baseman, Shea Whitcomb. So they're starting to make a little bit of moves from the Space Cowboys, right? Yeah. They're starting to make some of those types of moves, but too little, too late. Like they haven't been tinkering at the edges of the lineup the way, or the roster the way that other teams do, and I think it's doing the Giants a great disservice. And it really shows the how Buster doesn't seem to know how to run a major league team.
You're totally wrong. And here's
I am. Tell me how I'm wrong.
Because if he had done that, Tony Vitello wouldn't have played them anyway.
Fair, yes. They would have all been Christian Cost. I get it.
Yeah.
But we had that same problem with Bob Melvin last year, right? Bob Melvin would, Buster would bring these guys up and Bob Melvin would play them. But at some point, you need to do what's best for your team. And I just feel your point about him being a former player may play into this. Like he doesn't want some guy to like feel like they're always looking over their shoulder because they might get DFA'd. But you know what? When you're the 38th and 39th and 40th guy on a 40-man roster, that's just the ropes. That's how it goes. You might get DFA'd. Play better. Maybe you won't.
Yeah, take advantage of the opportunity you're getting.
Exactly. And the Giants are not spending enough time at those edges trying to improve the team. And say what you want about Farhan Zaidi, but he was always going after. And everybody's excited. I was excited last week about Turner Hill making his major league debut. You were not. But Turner Hill was a Farhan Zaidi find who was going through all of these like independent league numbers and seeing a guy that had high average and high on base, and maybe we could do something with him. Those are the kind of guys that Buster and all of them need to be finding, and they're not doing it right now, and the Giants are suffering because of it. That's my point.
I totally agree. I mean, like, and this sort of maneuvering, it may seem pointless, but, I'm just going to say one name. Otto Lopez. Right? I mean, the Giants purchased him from the Blue Jays after he was in the Blue Jays organizations for 8 years. The Giants waived him, and the Marlins picked him up. Do they regret it?
Probably.
I mean, the Giants probably regret waiving him, sure. The point is, if he hadn't have panned out, the Marlins would have DFA'd him and made another move. But instead, he's fighting for a batting title this year. It doesn't happen often, but it happens. And it cannot happen to you if you're not out there making claims. And vital pieces of your team come from this place, and it's like the Giants have just completely turned it off. Unfortunately, I think it points to the same thing that we're seeing with the replays, the replay challenge. These are very, very inexperienced people who just are not learning on the job fast enough.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, or fortunately for them, if they believe in themselves and, and they think they can get better, I think they're going to be here another year or two, right? Like, we're going to see more of this into 2027 and 2028. All right, Matthew. Well, it should be interesting to see if that improves or changes as the offseason begins. Unfortunately, we're going to have a big, huge black hole somewhere in the middle of all of that, which will just force us to wait. Because money. In the meantime, we still have some baseball season left. And the Giants are going to Boston to play game number 4 of their 23-23 stretch against the Boston Red Sox, who are currently 68-59 after having amazingly turned their season around. Rafi Devers is returning to Boston. What else?
Maybe Marcelo Meyer.
Maybe Marcelo Meyer returning to Boston. Yeah. And, look at this good pitching matchup from, last year and plus 10 years before that. As Logan Webb takes on Sonny Gray. Man, I remember when Sonny Gray was like a funny name because he was on the sunny side of his career. And now he's on
Oakland,
What?
Was he an Oakland Athletic?
He was. And now he's on the gray side of his career.
Yes.
And then Blade Tidwell against Pablo Sandoval. No, wait, checks notes. Patrick. Sorry. Patrick. Don't everybody calm down. It's Patrick. Patrick Sandoval.
Kung Fu Koala.
Yeah, Kung Fu Koala. And then that's lame, dude. What a stupid animal to be good at Kung Fu. Not as stupid as a panda, but pretty stupid. Pandas can't do anything, dude.
They get syphilis.
Well, I guess that proves they could do 2 things. All right.
I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind about koalas.
But they famously can't reproduce. How are they getting syphilis? Matthew, one must imagine syphilis content. No, wait, it's sorry, got those confused. Anyway, on August 23rd, not that anybody cares, it's TBD versus Jake Bennett.
TBD, that's an interesting one. Would it be Tugboat? He only pitched 25 pitches in his debut. Maybe it'll be another Tugboat, Deez bullpens. Who knows?
That's too many. Isn't that too soon?
It might be. Well, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Tugboat in that spot because he only threw 25 pitches. I feel like,
Yeah, but he's a young man, Matthew. Don't come on. Calm down.
Don't question me, man. I'm right about these things more often than I'm not.
Fine. It's going to be Tugboat, but it's not going to be Hauser D's bullpens because it's definitely too soon for him.
Okay. Yeah.
Bob.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Yes, Bob, it is.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I am drinking a cocktail that was named Flippin' Out. But I renamed it to Guardian Deez Nutz. What is in a Guardian Deez Nutz? Well, as the name suggests, it's a flip. It has one...
Okay.
As the working name. Whatever. I'm being positive. I'm drunk. Shut up.
All right. What is it?
It's, I don't know. What are we talking about? Oh, right. Guardian Deez Nutz. What's in a Guardian Deez Nutz? Well, it has 1.5 ounces of bourbon. You can use an overproof bourbon, but I'd be careful because the next ingredient is 1/2 ounce of overproof rum. I'm using FTD. You're going to combine that in a shaker with a like 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, or 1/2 ounce, whatever floats your boat. If you like a really sweet, 1 ounce. Okay, look, this last ingredient, folks. Like, listen, you can just listen to the recipe. You don't have to make this cocktail. It's a flip. Okay, it's a flip. So yeah, it has a whole raw egg in it. Yeah, there's salmonella out there right now. Yeah, I know. People in the Midwest, they got the cyclospora, they got the salmonella. The government should really have an agency for this stuff. Somebody should get on that. But I get my eggs from Costco. I trust them. But you shouldn't trust me.
Get your protein any way you can.
That's right. But you shouldn't trust me. Don't do this at home, folks. You can do it. But just don't say that.
Totally do it. Just don't blame us when you get sick.
Just don't blame us when you get sick. Yeah. Anyway, you put the whole egg in there. You do a dry shake. Folks, you're going to make sure that the seal is real tight on your cocktail as you do the dry shake. That means just shake it for like 10 to 15 seconds without any ice, okay? You're going to open up your shaker. You're going to put ice in it like you normally would, and then you're going to shake that like you normally would until it's well chilled. Then you're going to double strain that into a Nick Nora glass or a chilled coupe glass, and that's it. That's how you make a Guardian Deez Nutz. And was it good? It was so smooth, it was so rich, it was so creamy, and it had so much booze in it. It was so good.
That's a tasty cocktail.
See, Bob agrees.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail I'm calling Giant Funk. Yes, there's rum in it. It's got 1 ounce of Appleton Estate Signature Rum, a Jamaican rum, a little bit of funk there. Then 3/4 ounces of Smith Cross Rum, which also adds funk and a lot of booze. Okay, that's a high octane one.
It is.
Then 1/4 ounce of amaretto liqueur, 1/4 ounce of, I'm using Cristiani maraschino liqueur, not the Luxardo brand, but if that's all you got, sure, throw that in there. 1/4 ounce of falernum, 3/4 ounces of lime juice, and 1/4 ounce of cinnamon simple syrup, which is optional, but I liked it because I wanted it a little bit sweeter. And then 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Yeah, there's a lot into it, but it's like a tiki drink, and you want the funk, so put it all in there. Add some ice, give it a good shake, and then double strain it into a chilled coupe glass and garnish it with a lime wheel or nothing at all. It don't matter. Drink that thing down. You get a funky rum, tiki-esque drink that's really, really nice and will help you forget about the Giants sucking. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob. The Giant Funk.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It really is. I really enjoyed it. I'm a little drunk. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on Checks Notes Monday with more Giants content. If you can't wait that long to get your fix, don't hesitate to reach out to us on the socials, where you go by the name Giant Cocktails. More importantly, leave us a 5-star review on one of your podcasting platforms of choice, notably Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Ben, it was great talking Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. I was really going to name it Dylan Smith and Cross, but Dylan hasn't really earned it yet.
Thanks for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. The next round's on me.
We've gotten some comments.
We have?
Yeah. Should we go over them now, or should we?
Yeah, go over them. I didn't know we had comments.
Yeah, sometimes people leave comments, Matthew. Okay, so 2 of them are from Morgan, who he keeps saying Sacthletics. I thought they were the Vagabundos, Morgan. So a week ago, he said Sacthletics. That was it, just one word. I think, Morgan, you were drinking, weren't you? And then his last episode, this makes no sense. Sorry, his last comment from 4 days ago makes no sense at all. I don't understand why he wrote this, but he wrote less boners, more Sacthletics. Sacthletics. So boners are bad, but sacks are okay to Morgan, I guess is the point.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. Which, honestly, though, it's nice to get constructive criticism, and that might be the most constructive criticism we've ever had from our comments. So thank you, Morgan, for that. Sincerely. But then 3 weeks ago, Chris, who's commented before, says, enjoyed as always, been with you guys since show number 1. I put in way more words than he wrote. The Giants have made me miserable. Appreciate the laughs in a season from hell. Can't wait for you guys to cover a real season of success because, well, that's coming like really, really soon, right? Right? Of course it is. Oh, he's one of those people. He's one of you, Matthew.
He's one of me.
He's a positive. He's like one of these positive guys. Folks, they won their 3 World Series that covers them for 90 years. There will be no more winning until we're all dead. Oh, that doesn't happen? Just ask Chicago fans and Red Sox fans if that does or does not happen.
Is that it? Because we actually had a review that I missed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
It says it's 3 weeks old. I swear to God, I've checked this since then.
You haven't.
I have.
No, you were drunk.
Anyway, Jenna A, with a little smiley emoticon, gave us a 5-star review, and it said, my favorite podcast. It says, this is my 2nd season listening to every podcast you guys upload. Seriously, thank you guys so much for making me laugh and giving me something to look forward to twice a week. I'm going through a pretty tough time right now in my life, and this podcast is one of the few things that is guaranteed to make me laugh so hard and sometimes cry of laughter. This season of Giants baseball has been rough, to say the least, but you guys are always such a bright spot. Thank you so much. Well, Jenna, I am sorry that you're going through a rough time, but I'm glad that we're here to make you laugh because everybody needs a little humor in their lives. So.
I feel like I should say something cynical, Matthew. This feels like the right time.
Okay, say it. Just be Ben.
Just be Ben, even in this moment?
Yes. Jenna would want you to be yourself, Ben.
I don't know what it means about your life, Jenna, that we are a ray of sunshine. I do not see myself as a ray of sunshine.
All right. Well, Jen also recognizes that shouldn't happen. But Jenna, we're here for you, man. We're here for you.
And honestly, we're glad we can make you laugh. That's our goal. Well, actually, our goal is to make ourselves laugh. Our goal actually is to get drunk.
Done and done.
Done and done.
Subscribe now while you're still drunk.